to the explainer. All right, today we are diving deep into a real game changer in material planning, MRP Live and SAP S4Hana. We're talking about a technology that totally flips the script on how businesses handle supply and demand.
So what if the critical business data you needed was already useless the second you looked at it? I mean, it's a crazy thought, right? But believe it or not, for decades, that was the everyday nightmare for material planners. They were always a step behind, forced to make huge decisions using old, stale information. Let's really dig into why that was.
Okay, so to really appreciate what a huge deal MRP Live is, we gotta go back and look at the old way of doing things. We need to understand the problem it solved. And that problem? Well, it has a name. Classical Material Requirements Planning. You'll hear it called MRP.
The best way to think about classical MRP is like this. Imagine you're trying to take one single photograph of everything in your company. All your inventory, every single need, all your supplies, the whole shebang. It's this massive, clunky calculation that chugs away overnight, or maybe you only run it once a week. And what you get is this perfect snapshot of yesterday. The moment it's created, it's already history.
And here's where it gets really messy. These aren't just separate little problems. They all feed into each other. You know, because the data is stale, planners are stuck looking at little pieces of the puzzle. Just their own site, their own little world. They have no way to see the big picture for the whole company. So how are you supposed to find the most critical shortage when you can't see everything? You can't. And that just skyrockets the risk of making a really bad, really expensive call.
All right, so that's the old world. Now, this is where SAP S4Hana comes in and just flips the table. They introduced a totally new way of thinking called MRP Live. And let me be clear, this isn't just a minor update or a new version. It's a completely different philosophy for how you do planning.
The absolute core of it is this shift from that slow, once-a-day process to something that's immediate and live. And the magic behind it all is the HANA database. So, to go back to our analogy, you're not looking at that old photograph anymore. Nope. You are now watching a live, high-definition video stream of your entire supply chain as it happens.
Okay, so fast is a nice word, but what does that actually mean? We're talking up to 10 times faster. Seriously, 10x, because HANA can just crunch all these numbers at the same time, in parallel. A planning job that used to lock up your system for hours, now you can just run it whenever you want, and it's done in a fraction of the time. It's just incredible.
And get this, it's not just about speed. It's also way, way more efficient. They basically rewrote the code to be smarter, to do more of the heavy lifting right inside the database. The result? It needs about 5 times less memory to do its job. So it's faster, and it's leaner. It's just doing more with less. And really, this quote gets to the heart of it all. The whole idea is just to stop making people plan with old, obsolete data. It's that simple. Let's plan more often, so often that the plan always reflects what's happening right now. This lets planners get out of firefighting mode, reacting to yesterday's news, and actually get ahead of problems. Okay, so we've talked about the tech. It's fast, it's real-time, cool. But what does that actually feel like for the person on the front lines, the material planner? Well, it completely changes their job. It takes them from being a kind of data detective to a genuine strategic problem solver. Think about the old days. A planner gets a hint there might be a shortage. What happens next? They have to put on their detective hat. They're jumping from screen to screen, running report after report, basically trying to tape together clues from all these different systems. And the whole time they're doing this, the real world keeps moving. New orders are coming in, shipments are arriving. It's a losing battle. Now, with the new tools, like the Monitor Material Coverage app, that whole detective story just disappears. It's all streamlined into one place, like a command center. You get an alert the second there's a problem. You see everything you need on one screen. You can even test out a fix, simulate it, and if it works, you click a button and it's done. Instantly.
I mean, this new toolkit is a total game changer. A planner doesn't just see it, we're short on this part. They immediately see it, we're short, and it's going to affect these specific customer orders. And the simulation part, that's huge. They can ask, what if I move stock from another factory? They can see exactly what will happen across the entire company before they actually do anything. That's not just identifying problems, that's actively solving them in the smartest way possible.
So you can see this is bigger than just making one planner's life easier. The impact of MRP Live just ripples out across the whole organization. When your planners are this empowered, your entire supply chain becomes faster, smarter, just more responsive to whatever the world throws at it. And this table really lays it all out, doesn't it? It's a direct line. You give the planner better, faster info. They make better decisions. When they make better decisions, the business can react quicker to market shifts, you reduce the risk of not being able to deliver on your promises, and in the end, your customers get what they want when they want it. It all connects. And that right there is the whole point. We're taking smart people and letting them stop being data entry clerks, hunting and pecking for information. Instead, we're letting them be strategists. It lets them focus all their brainpower on the biggest, most important problems, because they know for a fact that they're looking at the real, complete, up-to-the-second picture. So it kind of leaves you with a fascinating question, right? Now that the system planning is basically instant, what's the next holdup? What's the new bottleneck? Well, it shifts the focus back to us, to the speed and quality of our own decisions. And that's a pretty interesting thought to chew on as we all move forward in this crazy world of supply chain planning. Welcome back.